This Hot Dog Network archive game is being brought to you thanks to Campbell Electric. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial electrical needs, call 765-242-4206.
Welcome back to Frankfort Memorial Athletic Complex, where tonight's game promises to be very exciting. Don, you're looking at two teams, both 5-1. Frankfort running on mostly behind Rich Kelly, number 32, who's had over 1,000 yards this year and just over 130 carries.
Yeah, I think that Frankfort, they're going to have to try and ground it out and keep the ball away from West Lafayette, because West Lafayette does have a very potent scoring machine, and they will have Dan Morrison back, their fine running back, this weekend. He set out last week's game because of the Jewish holiday. Frankfort, I think they will have to pass a little bit tonight, because that was a big key in their last win when they hit Oberhauser in that first quarter against Lebanon. It kind of opened things up for the Dogs the rest of the game.
Don, West Lafayette has more than a single-pronged offense, too. As you can remember, they have a good quarterback, and their receiver number 1, Mike Montez. Very good receiver, very quick. Can really run the routes well for West Lafayette.
Yeah, they sure can, and I think the defense for the Frankfort's really going to be keyed up for tonight's game, because I saw the prediction, and it said West Lafayette was going to score something like 27 points against the Frankfort defense, and I don't think the Dogs want any part of that. I think we're getting ready now for the callers for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand and join the Frankfort Senior High School Marching Band and the ROTC choir in our national anthem.
Well, Mark, I think tonight's game will be postponed a little bit. After the band and the ROTC get off the field, I think we're going to have a senior recognition tonight.
Yeah, usually the last home game of the season, Frankfort recognizes all its senior football players. This year, there's a whole host of senior football players.
Yeah, I think there's something like 15 seniors on this year's squad.
Some of the seniors include, defensive tackle Jack Morrison, along with his brother and the defensive backfield, John Morrison.
Yeah, and also the two leading tacklers on the Frankfort football team this year, Denny Joyner and Scott Crutchfield. They're also among those seniors tonight.
Others playing offense are at center, Tony Amick will be announced tonight. Running backs Jay Kirby and running back Brian Nugent will also be there.
Don't forget the two big defensive tackles either, Mark. Herb Danner, who's sacked a lot, has got a lot of quarterback sacks on the year, and Big Dan Hart, too.
Also is our tight end, number 89, Andy Oberhauser. And it looks like they're coming onto the field right now here on the right side. And we'll turn it over to our public address announcer in a minute, as he'll take you through the introductions of our seniors this year.
number 42, Jeff Day. Stephen Ray Harris. Parents of number 52, Charlie Harris. Jerry and Tony Amy. Parents of number 56, Tony Amy. Earl and Joanne Duncan. Parents of number 65, Pat Duncan. Earl and Millie Tanner. Parents of number 67, Tanner. Michael Raymer and Nancy Miller. Parents of number 77, Mary Raymer. Gary and Phil Hart. Parents of number 78, Dan Hart. Ron and Sharon Griffith. Parents of number 80, John Griffith. Paul and Mary Randall. Parents of number 83, Larry Randall. David and Edwin Neal. Parents of number 86, Neil Overhauser. Ladies and gentlemen, 1987 hot dog seniors and their parents.
We'll be right back after this message with a few remarks about the game, and then we'll probably be set for kickoff.
First, filter out the noises of the city. Leave the traffic and congestion behind. After a while, you'll begin to hear the sounds of peace. A gentle breeze against your face on a warm day. A country stream. A lonely cricket. There are many sounds of peace, and if you listen closely, you may hear one more. All over the world, the dedicated men and women of the U.S. Air Force are helping to keep the peace by keeping America strong. Our Air Force pilots and navigators are at the center of this effort, but the Air Force needs more. If you have a college degree and are less than 26 and a half years old, you might have what it takes to be accepted into Air Force Officer Training School. And after that, we'll give you the kind of training you can't get anywhere else. That means a solid future and the peace of mind that comes with a rewarding career. Help us ensure that the sounds of peace will never be interrupted. Talk to your Air Force recruiter today.
Mark, let's turn it over to PA announcer Steve Mullen for the Frankfort starting lineups tonight. Well, Mark, it looks like the two teams for tonight's game are really fired up, and as you know, we talked to the West Lafayette coach before the game, and he said that this series just does not date back a couple years. This started about 50 years ago when emotions were really high then.
As you remember, the last two games Frankfort has played, the one here 2 years ago ended in double overtime with Frankfort losing. A very emotional game, and last year they came down to the end of the game and they just lost by 6 points.
Yeah, it's like he said, he's coached there at West Lafayette now for 8 years, and he's been there 12 years. And all except for 2 years, every game has gone right down to the wire. And we're hoping tonight that we'll have an excellent game for you.
Reminder, you're tuned to CSF Cable Channel 3 as you're watching both teams getting ready to take the field for tonight's exciting ball game between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the West Lafayette Red Devils.
Well, it looks like we're just about ready as the teams are getting their final thoughts together before they take the field. A few minutes of stretching out, and it looks like, before we're ready.
Did you see a Doc Heath down there on the field? Looks like he's preparing Frankfort's receiving team. So it looks like Frankfort may receive the opening kickoff for tonight's game.
Well, I can't really tell, Mark, but it looks like the two senior co-captains are taking the field now, Tony Amick and Scott Crutchfield. And
I guess they haven't had the toss yet, Don.
I guess not. It looks like West Lafayette is Mike Montez, number 1, and number, what is that, 44? Steve,
I believe you're right.
Wimlinger, the fullback. Looks like West Lafayette will kick off. I think that's the first indication there.
Looks like West Lafayette will be kicking to Frankfort. Back deep for Frankfort, I imagine, will be as usual. Number 17, Jay Kirby. Number 24, Brian Nugent. And back deep for the Dogs will be running back Rich Kelly, number 32. As you remember, just about every game, Don, I can remember Rich running back of football all the way back.
Yeah, he has set up the Hot Dogs in good field position all year. The special teams for Frankfort have been outstanding a lot of times on the kickoff team. And I hope tonight that we can keep good field position. I think that'll be the real key for tonight's game is field position and not getting into second and third down and longs.
Weather for tonight's game is definitely football weather. Not too cold, not too hot, just right.
It looks like for West Lafayette, number 7, Chad Thacker, will be kicking off for the Red Devils as they're defending the south end zone, kicking off to the north to Frankfort. I'll tell you, Mark, it could be a real morale booster if Frankfort would just march the ball after this kickoff just right down West Lafayette's throat and get a quick score.
As we talked to assistant coach Ron Red tonight before the game, he said that both teams, if they play well tonight, this is just going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
But if either team lets up, it could turn into a blowout.
Yeah, those little mental lapses are really going to cost one of these two teams tonight because it's just going to be whoever can execute the most and keep their mistakes to small amounts is going to be the victor, I think.
And now we await the kickoff by number 7, Chad Thacker.
Looks like it's coming down short as it bounces in between Kelly's legs. He's going to pick it up around the 5. He's only going to get to about the 15-yard line as he's brought down by number 14, Neil Dirks.
Frankfort starting out a little slow tonight.
Gosh, Mark, I think we might have just jinxed the Hot Dogs as we just got done saying how good our kickoff return team was, and here it is. The ball just rolled right between his legs. Kind of looked like Ozzie Smith the other day against the San Francisco Giants when that ball rolled between his legs.
John Kirby leads Frankfort up to the line of scrimmage.
It looks like Scott Ivans, the fullback, Rich Kelly's the I-back, and Jay Kirby's the halfback.
It's an option. Kirby keeps it.
Kirby's keeping it. He's going to be close to a first down. He'll probably pick up around 9.
Tackle on the play by invert, Tim Tully, number 11 for West Lafayette.
I'll tell you, Mark, that play's really been working well lately. And a lot of times they've been getting the ball to Jay Kirby, and as he did last weekend, he just outran the defenders for a touchdown.
Ran a 44-yarder back last weekend. That was part of his 78-yard game last week, which he and Rich Kelly both ran well last week. And tonight, if they do the same thing, this double attack could really boost Frankfort.
Why, Well, it looked like they had the measurement, and it looks like it's going to leave the hot dogs with the second down and maybe inches to go for the first down as John Kirby brings them up to the... Looks like Brian Nugent's in the lineup now.
Rich
Kirby-
Kelly off the right
Rich-
side.
He picked up the first down as he picks up close to 3 to about the 27-yard line, it looks like.
Though the Frankfort Dogs started out slow, they're really picking up now. On only 2 plays, they picked up their first down.
Yeah, I think it's real important for Frankfort to keep getting good yardage on the first down plays. Looks like the hot dogs are coming out in that power eye right again. He's Kelly again. Ooh, he's brought down hard by number 79, Joel Christopher, as he only picked up maybe a couple if he's lucky.
Big 79 Christopher's one of their leading mans on that defensive line.
Yeah,
As Doc Heath said before the game, that defense, that front 7 is really extremely tough.
Yeah, he's 6'4" and 225. I imagine he could create a lot of problems for most teams. He's a big boy. Looks like Frankfort's in that power eye again. Nugent's replaced Kirby, though. Kirby fades back to pass. He's looking for Rod Snyder. He's... Oh,
Just out of reach of Rod Snyder, number 20 for the Dogs.
it would have took an excellent pass to get there, but it was just a hair overthrown. It'll bring up a third down, and we'll call it 8.5 for the first down for Frankfort.
That was early pass for Frankfort tonight, not expecting his second down pass.
I wasn't either, Mark, but if we get some long passes in here, it might loosen the defense up a little bit, and they won't be stacking up on the front again and trying to stop the run. It'll give them something to think about.
Trying to keep him honest during the first few minutes of the game.
What do we have? A slot here on third down and long. Kirby fades again. He's got Oberhauser. Oberhauser drops the pass.
Just in and out of Oberhauser's hands.
It was a pretty hard hit there, though, by number 21, Steve Castle.
Sure, Andy doesn't do that very often. He's a 4-year offensive tackle. He's caught many passes in his lifetime.
Yeah, he has had sure hands this year. He's caught a lot of big passes. Looks like number 78, Dan Hart, will be on to do the punting for the Hot Dogs.
Deep back for West Lafayette will be number 1, Mike Montez.
He just got that one off. Montez fields it about the 34. Oh my, he's got a lot of speed, Mark, and he had a real nice return. Looks like West Lafayette's going to start about the Frankfort 41.
It's like Montez just ran by number 20, Rod Snyder for the Dogs.
I tell you, they might have a lot of troubles containing Mike Montez. He sure is a quick runner.
Talking to the deep backs today before the game, John Morrison, Denny Joyner, and Jay Kirby, they said that he runs good patterns. He runs them extremely well at the chair, which is a pattern that sort of looks like a chair where he cuts out wide and then shoots it deep. Frankfort's going to have a lot of trouble keeping up with Montez.
It looks like for West Lafayette, Kevin Miles will be the quarterback, with Dan Morrison, number 35, as the tailback, and number 44, Steve Wimlinger, the fullback.
Montez split left.
He's looking to pass early. There's that. They were trying to show that speed real quick right there, Mark.
John Morrison.
Montez, but Morrison had it played real well. He had the inside taken away from him.
Forced the pass to be overthrown, and it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the West Lafayette Red Devils.
We have about 9 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first quarter, as West Lafayette will have a 2nd down and 10. It looks like West Lafayette will come out in the I formation.
Ball just around the 42-yard line of Frankfort.
Looks like the option down the line. Miles,
nice run.
brought down by Gary Reinbach. Well, Mark, we heard that this Miles wasn't much of a runner, but
Doc,
this is any indication. I think he might be cause us a lot of troubles with this option.
That was an excellent run by Miles as he took it right over the left side, right over the off-tackle run, and he kept the ball. Gain of about 15 yards for the West Lafayette Red Devils.
Down to the Frankfort 24-yard line. We can't give up another first down right here, Mark. It looks like they're coming out in the I formation again with Montez to the top of the screen.
And Sean
Miles with the option right. He's going to keep it again. He's
tackled by number 42, Jeff Zay of Frankfort. Looks like about an 8 or 9 yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like they had another big run there. Looks like they're trying to take away the pitch man, Mark, and they're forcing the quarterback to keep it and run.
As you remember last week, our defensive tackle Jack Morrison usually cuts off the quarterback in that type of situation, but right now he's having trouble getting to him.
Yeah, it looks like they're hooking him, but I imagine Jack, he's been real good about that, keeping the end contained. Looks like they're coming out in the I formation again. They gave it straight ahead to Steve Wimlinger. Looks like about a first down to the 12-yard line.
West Lafayette coming out with that first possession and really putting it to the Dogs. Be 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line.
He was brought down by Herb Danner and Scott Crutchfield, I believe, on that last play. It'll be a 1st down and 10. Miles brings him to the line again. It looks like Montez is to the top of the screen again.
It's like a little motion by number 78, Danny Hart for Frankfort.
Yeah, I think he jumped in the neutral zone.
Can't afford to do that too many more times tonight. That brings him down to about the 7-yard line.
We can't give him any cheap plays like that. So it'll be a 1st and 5 for West Lafayette now from about the 7-yard line.
Frankfort coming out looking a little timid. As I said before the game, West Lafayette's a really big team. Frankfort just looks like they're a little possessed right now.
Yeah, that's what Coach E said, that West Lafayette had the big boys, but we was going to have to out-quick them if we were to beat them tonight.
Hand off to number 35.
Is that Morrison? He spins. I think he might be brought down just short of the end zone. That was a strong run there, Mark, as he went around right in.
Broke a few tackles and got down close to the 1-yard line. Looked like a 1st down.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be a 1st down and goal from about the 1-yard line, maybe. Looks like Frankfort's sending in a little more beef up front as number 74, Eric Adams, checks in.
At the top of your screen, you see Montez again down here at the bottom, number 86, David Gaskill.
Straight ahead to, who was that, Wimlinger? Touchdown, West Lafayette. So West Lafayette draws first blood in this game as they take a 6-0 lead with a little over 8 minutes to play in the first quarter.
I believe on that play, number 35, Morrison ran the ball in.
Is that who it was?
It looked like it as they were jumping up and down and hugging him as he came off from under the pile. Kicking the field goal for tonight for West Lafayette will be Chad Thacker, number 7.
He's waiting for the snap. The snap, it looks like a good one. It looks plenty good from this angle. So it's 7-0 West Lafayette.
Just over 8 minutes to go in the game, in the first quarter, excuse me.
Well, we'll see, Mark, if we can't get a little better return this time out of Rich Kelly. I'm sure he can. I'd like to see him break one right here.
He's probably a little upset after that last one. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns it on and goes up and makes a few contacts on this play.
Yeah, we need the big play right now.
Thacker's an excellent kicker as he's kicked it deep the first time, and I imagine he's going to kick it deep this time. She saw him in pregame. I think he was kicking like 40-yard field goals almost.
He's teeing it up now, and going over last-minute strategy is we got Rich Kelly standing deep around the 15, maybe call it the 12, with Kirby on his right and Brian Nugent on his left. Packer approaches it. Pretty good-looking kick. Kelly's going to have to pick it up. He picks it up around the 5-yard line. He gets to about the 22, and he stood up there. And so the Hot Dogs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line.
West Lafayette really looks fired up tonight, Don, as they're showing a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of high fives out there. Frankfort's going to have to bounce back on this possession and get down deep into some good field position.
Yeah, they're going to need to pick up a couple first downs to break some of that West Lafayette momentum. As Kirby brings him to the line of scrimmage again with the power eye to the right. Rich Kelly cuts up to the middle. He picks up around 10 yards. Looked like that play was designed to go right, and he cut it right back up the middle for about 10 yards.
Excellent run by Kelly. Brings it up to another first down. Just as we said, Rich need to get sparked tonight, and maybe that's the spark that's going to lead the Dogs.
He has sparked the Hot Dogs all year, and I'm sure he'll do it again tonight. Looks like Brian Nugent is checked in for Jay Kirby, and he's at that halfback position again.
Power eye right.
He gives it to Kelly again as he cuts back. He gets about 9 more. And Mark, as you remember, as we was down at the field earlier, West Lafayette's coaches were saying, don't over-pursue and read your keys. And right now, Rich Kelly is cutting back against the grain and picking up good yardage for the Hot Dogs.
Rich, an excellent runner, picks his holes really well. And right now it's showing as he's running right up the middle, making a few cuts and gaining 8 or 9 yards each play. 2nd and 2.
It looks like Rich Kelly got it again for the first down. He picked up by close to 4. And it'll be a first down and 10 for the Hot Dog as they move it out to their own 45-yard line. I think Steve Castle picked up that last tackle for West Lafayette. We didn't even have him, Mark, in our starting lineups, and he's been in quite a few plays already for West Side.
West Lafayette, a very big team, has a lot of players they can put in, fill in positions. Iman the give inside.
Looks like Iman picks up close to 5 yards. He's been a very hard runner this year for the Hot Dogs. Every time he gets it, it's something good usually happens. Last week he broke one for about 30 or 40 yards before he was finally brought down against Lebanon.
There's a gain of about 4 or 5 yards on that play, leaving with 2nd and 4 or 5 for the Dogs. Right around their 50-yard line.
It looks like a power eye again. Kelly again. No, it's an option out to Kirby.
Looks like Kirby gets the first down. Took us both by surprise, Don. I thought Kelly had it right up the middle, and we see Kirby hanging on to it, going right up.
Mark, I had my eyes on Rich Kelly that whole play, and then I saw that ball out of the corner of my eye pitched out to Jay Kirby.
Excellent job by the Hot Dogs as they pick up another first down in West Side territory at their own 44-yard line.
That was nice play there by the Hot Dogs. They pick up the first down as they're about the 44-yard line of West Lafayette. They're in the power eye again. Kelly again. He breaks around right in. He's got
Kelly
a chance to go the
30,
distance.
25.
2 men to beat. And he gets it down to about the 19-yard line.
Excellent run by Rich Kelly. Looked like a gain of about 25 yards.
He's running real strong on this series, Mark.
He is. He's leading the Dogs right now. He's sparking them, and they're getting down into that field position where they really wanted it.
This is what the Hot Dogs need to do, is control that ball and keep it away from West Lafayette and rest that defense a little bit.
Frankfort's ran off about 3 minutes in this last possession. It's about 5.5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
It'd be great here if the Hot Dogs could punch it in. Looks like the option again. Kirby's got it. Oh, a nice open field tackle there by number 1, Mike Montez.
Montez playing both offense and defense, and as you can see, he's excellent either way.
Yeah, he sure is quick, I'll tell you, Mark. And that's not an easy thing to bring down Jay Kirby because he is fast out in the open field.
Kirby finished in the top 10 last year at the state track finals in the 100-yard dash, so you know he has some speed.
They'll give the Dogs about a 2nd down 11 with a little less than 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Kirby's looking, he lobs it up. Touchdown, Oberhauser.
Excellent call by the Dogs.
I told you that Oberhauser didn't drop many passes, Mark, and
He
I
sure did bring that last one back around to bring this one in. Makes it 7-6 ball game with under 5 minutes.
He caught that one in some traffic out with some great concentration there by Oberhauser.
Excellent pass by number 10, John Kirby, our junior quarterback.
It looks like, who is that? Jeff Zay coming on to try the extra point?
I believe you're right, Don. Excellent catch by Andy Oberhauser. Brings the Dogs onto the scoreboard.
Matt Smith's his holder. He's waiting for the snap. It looks like a good snap.
Zay.
It's good.
Jeff Zay's field goal is good, but there's a flag on the play.
I'll tell you, West Lafayette got a lot of penetration there. He might have been offside.
It's like it's against the dogs.
Yeah. Legal procedure on the hot dogs. So I imagine West Lafayette's going to make them kick it over.
Bring it back about 5 yards.
I think he's got enough leg to kick this.
That was a nice kick by Zay. I hope he can put another one through. As you saw, they had some good rushing in on that play. Some
Yeah,
good penetration.
This is a big extra point after, I'll tell you. Looks like Matt Smith will be teeing it up around the 15 for Zay to attempt this time.
It's a snap.
Zay. It's
No good.
Wide right. That was close, though. I thought it had a chance of making it, Mark.
Could have been a crucial play for the Dogs with 4:49 remaining in the first quarter. Score West Lafayette 7, Frankfort 6.
Well, Mark, it looks like we're going to have another wild game again this year. I thought we would to begin with. Looks like we have a pretty good crowd here tonight, Mark.
It's unbelievable how Frankfort just marched that ball right down from about the 20-yard line. Put it in the end zone. A nice pass to Andy Oberhauser, about a 20-yard pass.
Tony Amick, he'll be teeing the ball up for the Hot Dogs from the 40-yard line.
I'm interested to see if Amick kicks the ball onto the ground, as he usually does. Give it a few bad bounces. Hopefully, number one, back deep for West Side, Montez won't get a hold of it and make it a good run.
I imagine they'll try and keep it away from him if at all possible. Well, they kick it right to him. Montez catches it at the 20. He's right up the middle. Jeez. Up to about the 48-yard line. That's where West Lafayette will take over. And they got good field position again. The Hot Dogs are going to have their work cut out for them to stop West Lafayette.
Well, we'll hope the Hot Dogs are fired up for this defensive possession. As they were the first possession West Lafayette scored. Frankfort needs to bounce back right here and hold them to a minimum.
Well, Mark, I imagine Coach Milligan and the Frankfort defense talked a lot of things over that last time out while the Dogs had the ball, and they're going to be ready for him this time. Looks like
Miles back to pass.
Slant passes. There's penalty flag. It looks like went down. I didn't see much contact on that last play,
I didn't
Mark.
see any either, Don, but we're really not in the best position. We'll see what the call is. Looks like
pass interference against Frankfort. I think they're trying to get that ball to Mike Montez out into the open field and trying to get him for some long plays. West Lafayette will have a first down and 10 from the Frankfort 37-yard line.
You're tuned to CSF Cable Channel 3, it's Community Schools of Frankfort.
Kevin Miles is bringing them up to the line of scrimmage again. First and 10, straight ahead to Willinger.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play, though. He would have picked up close to 6-yard line. 6 yards. Looks like
All right.
legal procedure against West Lafayette.
Let's move them back, doggies.
Oh, I'm sure we'll take it. I'll leave them with about a first down and 15.
CSF would like to say hello to Mr. Dave Stock tonight. He is one of Frankfort Hot Dogs' extreme fans. Never misses a home game or away game, but tonight he was sick and was unable to attend the game. We would like to wish him well and getting well soon, and hope he's enjoying the game on CSF.
So they'll give West Lafayette about a first down and 15 from the Frankfort 42-yard line. Miles is still in at quarterback. Got a split backfield. I imagine they'll be looking to pass here. Man comes in motion, number 35, Dan Morrison. Miles looks back to pass.
He runs it. He stopped, dead stop about the 35-yard line.
There's a host of Hot Dogs were there on that tackle.
Looks like they were led by number 56, Tony Amick, and 51, Jack Morrison.
It's going to give West Lafayette about a second down and 8 with About 3 minutes to play in the first quarter.
That quarterback keeper tonight, that Kevin Miles is running, is really hurting the dogs.
Yeah, he really has hurt the hot dogs a lot more than I really thought he would. I thought it was going to be a lot of that Dan Morrison, but the quarterback has proved to be a real good runner. Looks like the I formation again.
Morrison fumbles.
Fumble.
Looks like the dogs have it.
The dogs are indicating they've got it.
They've got it.
And they've got
Frankfort ball.
it. Be a first down and 10 for Frankfort around their own 35.
Looks like number 89, Eric Booth recovered the ball for the dogs.
That was a humongous defensive play there for the hot dogs. I think that'll give the hot dogs a lot of momentum.
Should boost their confidence, as last time they scored, maybe they'd come back this time. Rich Kelly spark them again.
Yeah, it looks like the hot dogs will be in their I ride formation again.
2.5 minutes remaining in the first
Kelly
quarter.
right up the middle. He breaks a couple tackles to get up to about the 40-yard line. So he picks up close to 5 yards on that play.
Kelly, a short, stocky runner, really just smooths his way right through those holes, gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, it's real easy to see why he's about the leading rusher in the state. What is he, 4th?
I believe he's 4th.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a game already. Be second down and 5. Power eye to the right again. Kirby straight ahead. He picked up 2 or 3. Leave the hot dogs with about a third down and 2 or 3. That play worked real well last week against Lebanon, Mark, as he caught him off guard and picked up a lot of yardage.
Looked like it kind of caught him off balance tonight, because I imagine Westside's keying on Rich Kelly, number 32, but you bring in people like Jay Kirby, number 17, and John Kirby, the quarterback, with those quarterback sneaks or those option plays, and we could really pick up some good yardage tonight, Don.
Yeah, we got a big third down and 1. Straight ahead, Jay Kirby, the halfback, he picked up probably close to 4 yards.
Excellent run by Jay.
That'll be another Frankfort first down. Close to, we'll call it the Frankfort 48-yard line as Nugent checks in for Jay Kirby again.
Number 24, number 17, Brian Nugent and Jay Kirby are running in and out the plays tonight for Doc Heath and the hot dogs.
I'll tell you one thing, Mark. If the hot dogs are a lot littler than West Lafayette, they sure must have a lot more desire because they're blowing them off the ball and getting good yardage on almost every play.
Hand off to Nugent.
Nugent, he probably got close to 4 or 5 as he gets it over to midfield and into West Lafayette territory.
So there you've seen all 4 Frankfort running backs carrying the ball very well tonight, getting 4 or 5 yards on each carry.
I imagine this has given West Lafayette a lot to think about. They thought all they had to do is stop Rich Kelly, but I think Frankfort has a lot more diversified offense than what anybody gives them credit for.
Line up in the power eye right again.
Kirby's fading back to pass. He looks for Oberhauser.
Just out of the reach.
That had a chance for a big play right there. He is covered by number 30, Jim Tully. Oberhauser had a definite height advantage on Tully as he's only 5'9", and Oberhauser stands around 6'1", 6'2". I think they might have to try and use that.
Before this first quarter ends, I'd like to read the crew who's working for CSF tonight. The directors for the first quarter will be Jeff Warren on cameras, Scott Burdick, John Jackson, and down on the field, Matt Koletsky and Dave Ryan.
Oh, while you were talking, Mark, Kelly broke one for about 10-yard line, for about 10 yards, 10, 12 yards, and on his way down, he fumbled it.
It's like a flag on the play also, Don.
I think Doc Heath said that the ball went out of bounds before they caught it. It looks like the call's a clip against the hot dogs. So West Lafayette will take over after the fumble around the 35-yard line.
Kind of an amazing turn of events as the dogs give up the ball and a costly mistake with a first down, 10 yards on West Lafayette's 35-yard line with just over our...
Mark, what I'm seeing here is number 67, Herb Danner's getting his hand taped up. You don't think he might have fractured his hand, do you?
He looks like he's kind of hurting.
It does, as they're trying to get that tape on him in a hurry.
Herb looks
Miles
like he wants
again.
to get back in.
This time, he is hit hard, stood up. I think that might have been Gary Reidenbach.
Number 36, you're right, Gary Reidenbach. Herb looks like his hand's really hurting him as Coach Heath's down there talking to him.
We can't afford to lose that big boy, I'll tell you, Mark.
Herb's a hard hitter on that defensive line for the Dogs.
I think that'll do it for the first quarter, as Frankfort will trail the first quarter 7-6.
That Bachelor of Science degree you earned in nursing represents a lot more than academic achievement. It says that you're the kind of person who cares and wants to help. There are lots of different ways to help, and you owe it to yourself to find out about as many as you can. One of the best ways is a nursing career in the U.S. Air Force. The Air Force has a great health professions team and offers the kind of extras you won't often find in today's job market. Your Air Force recruiter will give you the information and answer all your questions.
Here we go, Mark, as the two teams switch ends, and looks like West Lafayette will start from their own 35.5. It's about a second down and 9, close to 10.
So you see down there on the Frankfort sidelines.
Looks like they brought Doc Applegate into the picture, and he's examining his hand as Doc's leading Herb over back to, looks like, to the tape, and
we'll hope Herb gets that cleared up pretty soon so he can get back in there on the defense for the Dogs. Replacing Herb Danner right now.
is, I imagine, Eric Adams, isn't it?
Looks like you're right. Number 74, Eric Adams, is replacing Herb. At halftime tonight, along with the band, FHF Cross Country, who won the Frankfort Invitational, will be presenting the team trophy to Principal Harlan Clark. We'll hope you stay tuned to halftime for this and the band.
Miles, he rolls right. He has a wide open man, number 35 Morrison, as he breaks several tackles before he's brought down by John Morrison, no relation there. As that's a pickup of about 16 yards to the Frankfort 47-yard line. Well, I guess it'll be the 49-yard line for West Lafayette.
It's like an excellent pass by Miles as he saw the open running back coming out of the backfield, hit him for a good 10, 15-yard gain.
It looks like he's rolling to the right this time. He's looking left deep. Montez. Mike Montez. Sliding catch to about the Frankfort 14-yard line. They've been trying to get the ball to him deep all night on the long pass. And this time they did it.
Defending for Frankfort was number 17, Jay Kirby. Jay's a quick runner, but it just looked like Montez was out ahead of him. Just caught the pass right before Jay could get to him.
I think cornerbacks will have to be thinking pass first on him and not be letting him get deep on him because he is a fast one.
Jay's replacing number 8, Matt Smith, for tonight's game because Matt Smith last week, before his game in Lebanon in a JV game on Thursday night, hurt his ankle.
Miles rolls the other way.
Nice
This
hit
time
by Frankfort as it's right out of the hands of number 35, Morrison. Coverage on the play by, looks like number 12, Denny Joyner. Excellent hit by Joyner.
Yeah, Joyner, he leads the Hot Dogs in tackles this year, Mark, with 51. So you know there's no doubt that this boy can hit.
He hits him with the heart more than anything, Don. He's not very big. I believe he's about 5'9", 140 pounds maybe.
Yeah, around 140, 145, Mark. He'll be a second down and 10 for West Lafayette from around the 15-yard line as they got the I formation again. Miles rolls right. He's got a lot of pressure. He gets away from one man, but he's ran out of bounds by number 89. Who is that? Eric Booth ran him out of bounds on another fine defensive play.
Along with Eric was number 56, Tony Amick. We're looking to locate Herb Danner. I don't believe he's in it. Here he is. He's still back here on the sidelines getting looked at. Eric Adams, number 74, still in the game for him. Herb's looks like he's got some ice on his hand.
He'll be about a third down and 10 as West Lafayette has not been able to pick up much on the last two plays.
Doc looks like he's talking to Herb on the sidelines. I don't know if Herb's going to get back in this game. I hope so, just for his sake. I know he really wants to play. He was looking forward to the game when I talked to him earlier today.
It looks like we're going to have a timeout as West Lafayette wants to talk over this crucial third down play. We'll be back in a second.
Hey, that's pretty.
Sure is. Oh, by the way, here's your line.
Oh, yeah, my line?
Yeah, this is what you read at the end.
You mean to tell me you called me all the way in here for one line?
Give it a chance. It's a really good line.
I know, but there's so much I could say.
Oh, you mean about all the opportunities?
Well,
and...
yeah, how they'll train you in a valuable skill.
Mhm.
I mean, we really ought to mention that, don't you think?
But the music's so nice. Listen to it. It'd be a shame to talk all over it, don't you think?
Yeah, but still, we should tell them about the opportunities to further their education.
Sorry, you get one line. That's it.
Oh, come on. How about the medical care? We ought to mention that. Ooh, plus the chance to serve our country.
And the 30 days of vacation with pay each year. Look, I know there are lots of great things to say, but I only wrote you this one line.
Okay. When do I say it?
Coming up right after the singers.
Okay, I'm ready. Aim high. See your Air Force recruiter.
Brian Miles rolled left again on that semi-roll, and he got close to the end zone. He picked up close to, what, 14, 15 yards there, and it'll
Like a good 14 or 15, Don.
It'll give West Lafayette a first down and goal from the Frankfort 1-yard line as number 75, Big Doug Miller, checks into the ball game for the Hot Dogs.
Costly play by the Dogs' defense as it gives them another scoring position with just over 10 minutes to go in the first half, Don. Handoff 35,
Morrison again. I'll tell you, Mark, I wish this Friday was the Jewish holiday instead of last Friday, because he's really been a strong runner for West Lafayette.
I agree with you tonight, Don. He has really been running well for the West Lafayette Red Devils, as it looked like he didn't even get touched as he ran in the end zone on that play. Number 7, Thacker for West Side, back to kick the extra point.
We're waiting for the snap. Long count. The kick, it looks good again. So West Lafayette takes a 14-6 lead with about 10 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, it'll be important again for the Hot Dogs, Mark, to bounce back. 'Cause last time after West Lafayette scored, the Hot Dogs marched it right down the field and stuck it in the end zone. And the Hot Dogs are going to have to do it again.
Frankfort's going to need another spark by number 32, Rich Kelly, as he's the offensive power for the Dogs. Although they have been passing well tonight, Don, as you saw Andy Oberhauser catching a touchdown pass earlier.
Yeah, they have looked very diversified tonight, using many running backs and a lot of different play call selections so far.
Looks like Herb Danner, as we were talking about earlier, our number 67 defensive tackle. Looks like he's going to the locker room.
Yeah, it looks like he's just now heading to the locker room, Mark.
I think he'll be back in this before the second half's up.
Either that or I'd almost bet anything that he'll be back by halftime with the rest of the Hot Dogs. Thacker teeing it up from the 40-yard line, and we're awaiting the kickoff.
We get the okay
Kelly,
from the officials.
Kelly's deep again. It looks like it's coming right down to Kelly around the 13.
To the right.
He goes to the right. He's looking for just a little room. He broke a few tackles there, Mark, and it looks like the Hot Dogs will start around the 30-yard line.
That's our best field position on tonight, Don. Kelly really hadn't been able to get those kickoff returns going yet. But I imagine before the second half, if there's another kickoff, he'll get them going. John Kirby comes on the field to report the play to the Dogs.
Looks like Kirby's leading the Hot Dogs up to the line again. Looks like there's slots left and right. He's looking for Kelly. He overthrows him. It looks like we might have roughing the quarterback, Mark. His number 32
Definitely
pounded
a
him
couple
after the
hits.
pass got off.
Definitely a couple of late hits on that play.
I guess it was number 33, Don Gwynn.
You're right, it was. That may give the Dogs 5 or 10 yards.
I think that's a major penalty, Mark.
I hope so. That just shows poor sportsmanship when you have to go down and hit
Looks
the
like-
quarterback after the pass has already been thrown.
Looks like a 15-yard mark off, and that's going to get the Hot Dogs out of the hole. They're going to take them all the way out to the 46-yard line. So that gives the Hot Dogs another first down by the penalty. That was a big play there for the Hot Dogs. Be a first down and 10, and they got the power eye to the right again. Nugent in there. Kelly straight ahead. He picks up close to 3 yards and will leave the Hot Dogs with about a second down and 7.
Just under 10 minutes to go in the second half. As Westside leads Frankfort 14-6. Frankfort almost to their 50-yard line.
It looks like the power eye again. The option. Kirby, West Lafayette. Did they ever read that play? It was
Pounded.
number 21, Steve Castle, was all over that play.
Loss of about, looks like 6 yards on the play as John Kirby decided to keep it, and before he could get anything going, he was hit behind the line.
This is what I like, Mark, those third down and long situations, because it gives the West Lafayette, those big guys up front they have, really will be teeing off. I imagine they'll be looking for the pass.
Looks like split right will be Jay Kirby at the top of your screen.
Out of the split backfield, Kirby fades back to pass. A lot of pressure. Looks like that pass might have been deflected.
Looks like Kirby was hit again after the pass got off, but there's no call on the play.
Yeah, they're really roughing him up, Mark, I'll tell you. So it'll bring up a 4th down and 12-yard line. 4th down and 12 yards. As Big Dan Hart will be on to punt this one away for the Hot Dogs.
Back deep again for West Side, number 1, Mike Montez.
I think this will be a first punt of the night we've seen, isn't it, Mark? Or is it the second?
I think it's the second. I think they saw one earlier where Montez got it up the right at the top
That's
side.
right. He had a nice return the first time. Montez fields it around the 27 as he heads left to the top of the screen.
He runs right past Harris.
Nice open field tackle there by
86, Andy Oberhauser, I believe. He just ran past number 52, Charlie Harris, and Charlie's not known for speed, but he's a pretty quick fellow, I think.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to catch him trying to catch up with him when they're standing side by side.
That open field run is really going to help West Side tonight. 8:30 to go in the second half, or the first half.
West Lafayette, they start in good field position again up around the 44-yard line. Montez comes to the bottom of the screen. The I formation again. Looks like gives it to Morrison. He cuts his way back for close to 4 yards.
Looked like the first dog to hit him was number 36, Reidenbach, but he scooted past him for a few more yards before brought down by number 51, Jack Morrison.
I'll tell you that Morrison, he's a strong runner.
He's hit his holes well tonight. Picked up a few yards right when they've needed it. Even gained 1 or 2 I think had 2 touchdowns already tonight.
Yeah, I think he does too. Looks like the same formation they had last time. The I formation.
Kind of a lopsided first half as West Side's really running over the Dogs.
It'll be close to a first down for West Lafayette. You'll leave them with 3rd down and short, possibly about 3 yards. This is a big play for the Hot Dogs right here. If they can stop them and get the ball back, they won't be in too bad a shape if they could take it down and score before halftime.
Got a lot of time to score, Donnie. Looks like West Side at the line again. Handoff.
Fullback.
Oh, look, it's taken away.
Well, it looks like they're ignoring that the Hot Dog defender took out it right away from him.
Looks like he was stopped short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1.
Gonna be.
Can't understand how Jeff Zay ended up with that ball without them doing anything about it.
I didn't really see that. It looked like it was just a pack of players. The next thing I know, Zay's sprinting the other way. Some pretty tenacious defense there, Mark, by the hot dog. Does it bring up about a 4th down in the yard? Looks like West Lafayette's going to come out of the power I.
Gonna go for it. Looks like he's
Broke
almost
the tackle.
stopped for a Frankfort ball, but he gets past Jay Kirby 17 for the first down. Crucial play by number 17 Jay Kirby. If he would have maybe had a shoestring tackle there.
Yeah, but he had some nice penetration there, Mark, and
he did have good penetration.
It'll be a 1st down and 10 for West Lafayette from about the 43, 44 yard line.
I'd like to remind you to stay tuned at halftime, and we'll have you the Frankfort Marching Band along with a presentation to the Frankfort principal by the cross-country team.
Miles rolls, looking deep again for Montez.
Wide open and just out of the reach.
He got deep on us again, but we got lucky and he overthrew him just a little bit.
Coverage for Frankfort looks like 28 John Morrison, 17 Jay Kirby, and 36 Gary Reidenbach. Looks like Montez was way out past our Frankfort defenders. Can't have that happen very much more tonight, or he's going to catch one of those and break it wide open.
Give him a 2nd down and 10 though for West Lafayette, and they're winning this ball game 14-6 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half.
Montez at the bottom of your screen.
Coming out of the I formation again. Reidenbach looks like. I think we had
flag
some
on the
offensive
play.
interference as Montez was riding all over Reidenbach's back.
Nice call by the official, as Reidenbach should have had an interception if Montez wouldn't have interfered with it.
I was watching that play, Mark, and I think Frankfort did a smart thing there. They put Reidenbach on him head on head, and Reidenbach chucked him right at the line of scrimmage, and Montez had some trouble getting off the line of scrimmage.
I think Frankfort's going to have to hit him at that line of scrimmage before he gets a chance to get long, and then maybe the line can penetrate and get the quarterback before he has a chance to hit Montez deep.
Yeah, because he's not a real big guy. He's only 5'7" and 140 pounds, and if they can hold him up.
One good hit could knock him on his back, and he wouldn't be able to get down there, and then they'd be in a position where they'd have to run the ball probably. Quarterback around the corner, and maybe we could stop him for a loss. Looks like a big penalty. Second about 25.
Did you notice that, Mark? The linesmen on the far side of the field are not for sure on where their yardsticks are supposed to go. They started walking down the field as the penalty was being marked off.
Kind of an unorthodox thing over there on the sidelines with our chain crew. Trying to get it straightened out right now.
It will be West Lafayette's ball, so it'll be about a 2nd down and 25. I think they're trying to discuss where the ball should be marked at. Well, I'm not for sure what they're doing here now, Mark. They're putting Kelly and Nugent are standing back around the Frankfort 25-yard line. And, you know, Mark, on college, I thought when there's a pass interference, offensive pass interference, you lost yardage and the down.
Kind of a controversial play. We're really not sure what the officials are going to call yet. They're still not sure themselves, I don't think. Montez arguing with the official right there, trying to say that he was going for the ball, I believe, but it was clear to me and you that it was pass interference.
You know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, Mark. As West Lafayette Red Devils
looks like they're going to punt.
Offensive team's running off the field and the punt team's on.
Good thing for the chain crew who lost the position of where the first down
was.
was.
I think they lost track of what down it was.
Well, I think it went in the Dogs' favor, though, and we'll congratulate the officials on that call.
Looks like Nugent and Kelly are standing deep around the 17, 18-yard line as the officials are still discussing this play and trying to figure out what's going on.
Whatever it was, it went in the Dogs' favor. As it's 4th and 25.
Looks like they're trying to bring in a 4th official now to try and figure out what they've done. Now look at this, Mark. Now the West Lafayette offense is running back onto the field as the punt team runs off the field.
This is sort of like musical teams.
I hope they get this figured out pretty soon.
Maybe we should put the music back on, Don, and let them run in and out. Not sure what's going on. I don't even believe the officials are sure. More or less the teams.
Now I think it's a 3rd down 25 as they finally have gotten things straightened out.
Doc Keith down there talking to the official. Wait. West Side brings it up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 25.
Looks like Doc Keith wanting to talk this over now with the officials. So the controversy continues, Mark. I can't remember anything quite like this, the officials being so confused. Kind of reminds me of the overtime game we saw that one year, Mark, when it was highly controversial then, too.
I remember that pass down in the corner. I believe John Mayer, who left us last year, was the one who looked like he had his feet. And 2 years ago, down in the left-hand corner on the south end, or the right corner on the south end. But we'll go back to the play and we'll see West Side up at the line.
Miles has one man set behind him. Flags again on the play. I don't know what the call is on this one, Mark. A lot of confusion in these last few minutes. From the Hot Dogs, it looks like it could be another penalty on West Lafayette.
We'll see whether they take it or decline it.
I think West Lafayette kind of lost their concentration during all the controversy there.
Kind of a weird sequence of plays here we've seen tonight, Don.
You're not a kidding, Mark. Now bring up 3rd down and 30 for West Lafayette. From their own 36-yard line as they're marching steadily backwards.
Let's hope Frankfort can hold them here and not get a big pass or something. Maybe get the ball back, good field position, and get a score before this first half ends.
I think I'd be watching Montez very closely if I was one of the Frankfort secondary people.
Good play for the Dogs as Westside lost 30 yards on that.
Looks like Miles, he looks in deep across the middle. Incomplete. Looks like John Morrison was on the coverage, as that pass was for number 35, Dan Morrison, but the Hot Dogs hold him, and they will get the ball back.
It'll be 4th and 30 for the Red Devils, back deep for Frankfort, 32 Rich Kelly, along with 24 Brian Nugent.
Well, this time, Mark, I think they're really going to punt.
And there's the punt.
It's coming up short as Kelly will field it.
Breaks a few
gets away
tackles
from one man and gets it up to close to the 35-yard line. That's where the Hot Dogs will take over with 5:49 left in the first quarter, or first half, I mean.
Let's hope for that spark again on this offense as John Kirby comes out to discuss the first play for the Dogs. Looks like it's going to be a power eye right again.
Kelly off right tackle again.
It's like a gain of around 5.
4 or 5 yard line. That power play looks like it's been there.
Dogs very persistent on that run up the middle, but they're gaining yardage, so they might as well keep running it.
As long as they're getting yardage, they might as well keep running it. You're right, Mark. It takes up a lot of time with this offense if it works, and it has so far tonight. 2nd down and 6.
Frankfort a running team, Westside a passing team.
Oh, this time they stuff the hot dog.
Like Rich Kelly didn't get much breathing room there as he was taken down right as he was handed the ball on the draw play.
Gonna lead the hot dogs with 3rd down and long, about 7 yards from their own 38-yard line. Looks like they're still in that power eye, Mark. That looks
Rich
straight
Kelly,
ahead,
there he goes. Kelly's
One man
got
to
running
beat.
room.
He's
One
tripped
man always.
up though, and he's brought down about the 37.
By number 11, Tim Tully, the invert. The last man standing between he and glory days as he would have made it to the end zone.
I tell you, Mark, I was looking past on that play. Some of the play selection tonight by the hot dogs kind of reminds me of Florida State against Miami of Florida last weekend. They're mixing it up, and when Westside thinks we're going to pass, we run like that on that last play.
Excellent call by Frankfort.
Looks like Kirby. He
Fumbles.
fumbles.
Oh my golly.
West Lafayette recovers at about the 40-yard line.
Costly mistake for the Frankfort Hot Dogs with just over 4 minutes in the first half. Sort of breaks Frankfort's train of thought as we thought that they may go all the way for this possession and maybe score and bring it to a closer game.
Well, the defense has really got to suck up and not give West Lafayette anything here.
Hope for another sequence of plays like there was last time in with a 4th and 30, Don.
Looks like Morrison's set in there at the dieback. Miles, he's keeping it.
Almost hit early by 74 Adams.
Picks up a couple yards. Looks like the Frankfort defense has adjusted since that first couple series that West Lafayette was running that and getting such big yardage. Frankfort's starting to shut that down now as we had a host of tacklers on that last play.
I still see no sign of 67 Herb Danner.
I think they said, Mark, that he went to get x-rays to see if it was broken or what the problem with his hand was, and if it's not too serious, he's going to try and return in the second half.
If you remember earlier in the season, Don, I believe at North Montgomery, Scott Crutchfield fractured his hand in the first half and then kept playing. Let's hope Herb Danner doesn't fracture his hand, but I hope he keeps playing. It's a big asset to that defensive line of Frankfort.
Montez is to the bottom of the screen again. Option play. Here comes Morrison. He's going to be taken down at the Frankfort 48-yard line as he picks up a first down. Reibenbach was there, and along with Tony Amick here on that tackle. Just a little over 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. As Westside leads this game 14-6. Miles has them set in an I formation. Penalty flag goes down before they have a chance to snap the ball. Looks like legal motion against West Lafayette. So that'll take them back 5 yards and take them to their own side of the field.
Frankfort really could use a few more of these penalties. Here's Herb Danner coming back.
I guess it wasn't too serious, was it, Mark?
I hope not. Get him back in there on that defensive line.
I tell you, the hot dogs, they need to take advantage of these breaks they've been getting. The West Lafayette has made a lot of penalties in these last couple of possessions, and the hot dogs need to stop them right here. So it'll be a first down and 15 from what, about the 46, 47?
I believe you're right, Donnie.
Miles rolls left. He
Passes.
throws it. Montez again. He's brought down around the 39-yard line.
Number 17, Jay Kirby brings it down.
To give him, what, about a second down and 1 or 2?
Yep. Gain of about 14. Frankfort just needs to stop Montez and stop that pass, that rolling pass. Westside's used all night on us, and they've gained yardage each play.
You know, it's not just been the pass. He's kept it and got a couple of real nice runs against us, too.
He had a big hole on that play if he would have chose not to pass it. think he would have gained about that much yardage.
Montez flanked to the bottom of the screen again. Straight ahead. He's going to have the first down as he picks up a couple.
Number 44, Steve Wimlinger. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
It'll be a first down, 10 for West Lafayette from about the hot dog's 36-yard line.
We need to let the clock run out here, Donnie, if we can.
Yeah, I think they only have 2 timeouts as they used that one on that earlier drive. Looks like the I formation again. Montez to the bottom of the screen. He's looking for him. Quick hit to Montez. Oh, nice move. He's gone. Touchdown, Mike Montez.
Montez ran past the whole host of hot dogs, just weaved in and out.
Miles flanked the ball out there to him, and Montez did the rest of it on his own as he just ran by a couple of players to pick up a
Smooth
few
running by
yards.
Montez. Very smooth runner. Very, very good at choosing where he needs to run. As you saw him cut back, as he saw the outside was going to be stopped, cuts back, cuts in a few more times, and just head right in for the end zone.
Looks like Thacker's on for another extra point. Another long count on these extra points. Snap the kick. Looks good again.
21-6 with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
I'll tell you, Mark, that Montez, he is quick when they get him the ball into the open field. He is hard to bring down.
I saw a whole host of hot dogs just left standing, not knowing where he was going.
Well, he has such great balance. I mean, he's hard to tackle.
Back deep for Frankfort again will be Rich Kelly, 32, 17 Jay Kirby, and 24 Brian Nugent. Let's hope Rich can get one here and get us in some good field position with 2.5 minutes to go. Maybe possibly pull a score into this, get us back into this game as it's 21-6.
Looks like number 7, Chad Thacker, is set to kick off again from the 40-yard line. He squib kick, took a big bounce. Looks like Jay Kirby's got it. He'll be brought down very quickly as he crosses the 30 and gets to 31-32.
There we see Herb Danner down there.
Looks like he's talking to his dad about his hand injury, and they're discussing whether he should play or not, I imagine. I think Herb's wanting to play, though.
I think he is, too, and I hope he does play. Herb's a big asset to our defensive line. Down on offense, Frankfort, John Kirby brings it to the line.
Looks like Snyder and Kirby are split out wide, but Frankfort goes ahead with Kelly again. He doesn't pick up much.
Really didn't have
a yard or so.
Rich didn't have much anywhere to go on that play. Kind of a good situation where we'd split to right or left, but they just clog up the middle so well because they're such big players. Old West Side is.
That's going to leave Frankfort the 2nd down and 9. He's got Kirby and Snyder again. He goes quick to Jay Kirby.
Gain of about 8.
7 or 8. Now it'll leave the hot dogs with 2nd and 2 maybe?
I believe it's
3rd and 2. That's right. From the 41-yard line.
1:27 remaining in the first half.
Looked like we took that play out of the West Lafayette playbook there, Mark, trying to get the quick pass out there and letting Jay Kirby do the rest on his own. Minute and 15 left as time's running out. Kelly, he runs outside. 50 to the 30 to the 40. He gets to about the 31, 32-yard line as he breaks another one for about 20 yards.
Frankfort wants a timeout, as you see Doc Heath signaling. He wants to come on the field and discuss this as we get some good field position now with just over a minute to go. Maybe we can pull a score into this and bring Frankfort right out of their hole. "65 seconds left in the first half with
Frankfort threatening to score here before halftime. It'd be really great for the halftime momentum if Frankfort could stick it in the end zone, Mark.
You see Doc Keith out there talking to John Kirby and the rest of the dogs. We got the ball inside 45-yard line. Excuse me, inside the 35-yard line.
Maybe we'll come out with that trips formation, Mark.
We've got that, or we've got the option play that we brought in against North Montgomery a few weeks ago. The option's really working good, where you either give it to Rich up the middle, John Kirby keeps it, or you pitch it to Jay on the wide out. And we used that last week as Jay Kirby ran that 44-yarder back. We'll wait to see what Coach Heath.
Well, it looks like the Hot Dogs have got on play as they're taking the line of scrimmage. John Kirby, he's looking. He overshoots Rod Snyder.
I think they aim to do that, Don. As they did this a few weeks ago. They aimed to do that, throw it out of bounds so they could sort of throw the defense off. Maybe give it to Rich up the middle on this play for a possible another good run. Get us back into this game.
Well, we need the big play right here before halftime. Minute 2 seconds left. Power eye again. Kelly, you were right, Mark. He got only
Nothing
a couple
doing
yards.
for Kurt Kelly on that play.
I don't know. Is Frankfort going to take a timeout or not? Yep. Coach Heath calls one as he brings Jay Kirby out on the field with him.
Another timeout.
51 seconds left.
I think we'll go to a breakaway on this, Don.
All right, Mark.
Brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Be proud. We've got a lot to be proud of. As Americans, we've built a country where we can live and work the way we want to. That's a freedom worth protecting. And you can do your part by serving in the United States Air Force. We've got openings for all kinds of people, from high school graduates to engineers. Your local recruiter has more information, so aim high in the Air Force.
Action here as John Kirby brings him up to the line of scrimmage. He's under extreme pressure. He's looking. He tosses one up for Oberhauser.
Hold
Looks
down.
like intercepted.
The fight for it.
Around the 4-yard line. He threw that one up into the crowd, and
Frankfort gets it, yeah!
I think Oberhauser just out-wrestled him for that.
Right.
What a big play. That was the big play I was thinking we needed. Something.
Woo, 43 seconds to go. Frankfort ball inside the 5-yard line. Andy Oberhauser, senior, shows a lot of leadership and a lot of seniority if he pulled that ball away from that west side defender.
That was a big play there, Mark. We're inside the 5-yard line. That'd be great if we could stick one in right here.
Let's hope for it, D. Kelly at the middle.
Touchdown, Hot Dog.
Unbelievable turn of events.
With 30 seconds left, the Hot Dogs cut it to 9 points. I imagine the Dogs will be going for 2 here at halftime to get within a touchdown and an extra point.
Woo. Hot Dogs really boost their momentum going into halftime with that play.
You're not a kid, and that was such a momentum builder.
Andy Oberhauser with an unbelievable play.
Oh,
Get the Dogs in field position.
He sure set that play up. Coach Heath's going to use the final timeout. Talk a little strategy with John Kirby to try and get the 2 points in the end zone.
30 seconds remain in the first half as the Dogs cut the lead to 21-12. Doc Heath goes out to talk about the extra point, reminding you to stay tuned at halftime, where the Frankfort Marching Band under the direction of Max Blessing, and drum major Angie Clark will be bringing you their show along with the cross-country presentation of the Frankfort Invitational Award.
Well, Mark, what kind of play are you predicting here to try and get these 2 points in?
You know, Don, on the last few games, I can remember Frankfort running the option play, giving it to Jay Kirby around the end on the weak side, because he's got such speed and they got so much room over there.
I think it'll either be that or they'll try and hit Rich Kelly on a power play, 26. Power play right up the middle.
Either way, they're
Looks
going
like they
for
got
it.
Rod Snyder split out wide. Kelly's in the backfield, set behind Diamond.
They got Montez on Snyder.
And
Snyder's got good hands. Kelly
Kelly
in
comes
motion.
in motion. He looks, fires.
Touchdown! Nice
Two-point
pass.
conversion work.
Andy Oberhauser.
Oberhauser's there again for the big catch.
Oberhauser just showing his seniority in this last seniors
That cuts
game.
the lead to 21-14. The Hot Dogs are definitely back in this one.
The last senior home game, and Andy Oberhauser's bringing the Dogs alive. He's been here 4 years, and right now he's showing that he's got it. Frankfort coming out to kick the ball, number 56, Tony Amick.
I imagine he'll just try and squib one along the ground to try and prevent a good big run back.
Frankfort definitely with the momentum here.
I sure hope they don't kick it to Montez. Because, boy, whenever he touches the ball, he just has the threat of breaking one the distance. Amick gets the signal. Short kick, taken by one of the short men for West Lafayette.
Rich Kelly trips him up almost as he breaks
35, who is that? Morrison again?
Morris.
Boy, is he ever a strong running back.
He spins and sweeps and just gets past the defensive men as he broke 3 or 4 tackles, including the trip up by Rich Kelly as he first led Morrison into the spin. 23 seconds.
They'll have a first down and 10 from about their own 49.
Imagine they'll go for a deep pass to Montez. Let's hope we can stop him here.
Well, I imagine they'll try and get the ball to Montez either deep or maybe on another little short pass like they did last time.
Montez up at the top of your screen.
He rolls left, the top of the screen. He's looking. Fires underneath.
Nice tackle by 42, Jeff Zay.
He picked up probably about 5, and that's going to do it for the halftime. And we're going to turn things over to the Frankfort Marching Band. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half.
Stay tuned. You're listening to CSF Cable, Channel 3.
This Hot Dog Network archive game is being brought to you thanks to Campbell Electric. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial electrical needs, call 765-242-4206.
Tonight, the entire marching band cast will entertain you with the Kingsman 1957 hit, Hooray! Conquistador, Major Martinshaw on trumpet. And their school, our senior star, and everything, Dr.
Well, I believe I got the hot dogs at 9 and I got the rest of it. You're probably right. We're pretty close. Have you been keeping individual statistics in the lottery? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Kelly has 131 yards. The spring schools, I believe, 1,108. Yeah, they got 60 more yards on passing. Those are all the Indiana. How about that? It's nice to have a young man like yourself sitting next to me.
Here now will be Tim Dillingham with some halftime statistics for you.
Thanks, Don. First for the West Lafayette Red Devils. For the Red Devils, they totaled 11 first downs. The quarterback, Kevin Miles, was 6 for 11 for 110 yards. The Red Devils' running attack gained 85 yards, with most of it coming from Kevin Miles, the quarterback, with 57. The Red Devils gained 195 total yards on the ground and in the air. Also, the Red Devils committed 1 turnover. For the Hot Dogs, the Hot Dogs had a total of 9 first downs. The quarterback, John Kirby, was 2 for 8 for 60 yards, those all coming to Andy Oberhauser. Frankfort's running attack gained 167 yards, with Rich Kelly having 131. That moves his total to 1,181 yards. That totaled 217 total yards for the Hot Dogs, with them committing 2 turnovers. The scoring summary goes with this. West Lafayette scored first with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Dan Morrison ran the ball in from the 1-yard line. The point after was good, making the score 7-0. Then the Hot Dogs came back with 4:49 left in the first quarter. John Kirby threw a 20-yard pass to Andy Oberhauser for the touchdown. The point after the touchdown was no good, and it made the score 7-6, West Lafayette. West Lafayette then came back in the second quarter. 10:34 was left. Dan Morrison ran a 1-yarder for the touchdown, and the PAT was good, making the score 14-6. West Lafayette then scored again with 2:28 left in the second quarter. The quarterback, Kevin Miles, threw a 36-yard touchdown pass to Mike Montez. The point after was good, and that made the score 21-6, West Lafayette. The Hot Dogs came back with 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Rich Kelly ran 5 yards for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was a pass from Kirby to Oberhauser, and that made the score 21-14 at the halftime.
And there you have the stats for the first half of tonight's ball game. We'd like to take you to another public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
The question is why? Why does it work? What makes it go? Can it be better? The mind of a scientist or an engineer is never satisfied with the easy answer. Since the beginning of time, the tough questions have provided the real challenges and the biggest rewards. The United States Air Force understands. We're working on all kinds of fascinating engineering problems, and we need inquisitive minds to help us find the solutions. As an engineer in the Air Force, you'll have the most advanced equipment to work with, plus responsibility, management experience, and good pay. The Air Force also takes care of your medical and dental care needs and gives you 30 days of vacation with pay each year. If you have a degree in engineering, the Air Force may be the place you've been looking for to put your degree to work. If your question is why, you'll find the answer as close as your recruiter's office. Visit or call today and get the full story.
Back at the Frankfort Memorial Athletic Complex, Mark Ransom along with Don Young. And Don, Rich Kelly has rushed for 130-some yards this first half as the West Side Devils have failed to stop Rich from running, although they are leading 21-14.
Yeah, he has broke some nice runs there, Mark, in the first half, but Hot Dogs only trailed by 7 points, and they didn't play all that well at times during the first half. For West Lafayette, their quarterback, he passed for quite a few yards there in the first half, and he ran for quite a few. I think he passed for about 110 yards, I'd say, in the first half, and that was the key, as he hit Montez on some big pass plays. That one little time he flanked the ball out there to him, and he took off for about 30-yard run, 20-yard run, and he was gone, and they got to shut down the big pass play in the second half, Frankfort does, and keep the big plays down for West Side.
Also, their quarterback, Kevin Miles, has rushed for 57 yards, as Tim said earlier. That's amazing, because when we talked to the coaches earlier from Frankfort, they said, well, the quarterback really isn't a runner. He's not a very strong runner. They rely on number 35 Morse, and they're passing to a number 1.
Yeah, I just don't think they were really worried about his running ability, and it's coming back to haunt the Hot Dogs a little bit. I think the hot dogs will have to keep an eye on him in the second half and try and put a blanket on them.
You see the dogs take the field right here coming in the second half. They show a lot of intensity, more than they did when they came in the game to start the game. Came in to start the game at the first half. Unbelievable turn of events toward the end of the Frankfort game, toward the end of the first half.
Looks like we're about 30 seconds away from the start of this second half. As Hot Dogs and West Side they're about ready for action. I can't really remember who gets the ball here first in the second half, Mark.
I think we kick it off to them, Don. I think early in the game we started out with the first possession and came down, didn't do very hot, and then they came down with their first possession and scored. So I think we're going to be kicking off to them. So you see a good picture of Doc Heath right there talking to his looks like his son, Doc Jr. Sort of looks a little concerned, but I think during halftime he may have got the dogs sparked and ready to come out, showing them that we may be a small team, but we've got enough power and enough quickness that we can keep up with them with the score only 21-14 on a couple fluke plays.
We got good news. The San Francisco Giants are leading the St. Louis Cardinals 4-0. The Giants could take a 2-1 lead in that series.
Good news for all you Giant fans.
I am. I would. I wish.
Frankfort and West Side about ready to bring the second half to a start. Doc Heath giving the last few minute reminders to the dogs, getting them prepared.
I think he's reminding them about Mike Montez and the big play.
The quickness that Montez showed during the first half was just tremendous. As I remember one of the end plays towards the first half where he scored. Just unbelievable running. And he can do that so easily. He's so smooth with the way he runs the ball that these kickoffs are just, each kickoff is so breathtaking to watch him. If he gets that ball, that if we don't stop him, he's just gone.
Well, it looks like we're finally ready for action as Amix teed the ball up at the 40-yard line, and who we've been talking about, Mike Montez, is set deep.
We'll hope that they don't kick it to him, Don.
Yeah, I don't like to see the ball in his hands. Amick gets the whistle. He kicks one, takes a wicked bounce as Morrison picks it up again for West Lafayette. He breaks around right in.
They still get good field position.
Looks like Amick finally ran him out of bounds, but not before he could get back to the hot dog close to the 40-yard line.
Frankfort needs to be more protective of that kickoff and get him down there deep. Or maybe we can get down and get them some bad field position. They've had good field position on every kickoff tonight.
Seems like we have had a lot of trouble with our kickoff unit tonight. And
our special teams.
That's a little uncharacteristic of the hot dog so far this season.
We've relied heavily on our special teams, and right now, although they're not playing very up to par, I don't believe, we're still playing good. 14-7. Excuse me, 21-14.
Was that Morrison there on the first half or the second half?
So. Stopped by number 56, Tony Amick. Good stop. Look who's in. Number 67, Herb Danner's back for the Dogs.
That's also a good sign, and it'll be a 2nd down and 10.
Herb's one of the senior leaders on that defensive line. Really brings some strength to the Dogs.
Looks like they're up in an I formation again for West Lafayette. He's looking back. Quick one out to Montez again.
Kirby gets him.
Not before he can get down to close to the 33-yard line. That'll be another West Lafayette first down.
Good quick pass by quarterback Kevin Miles to number 1 Mike Montez. They've used that effectively, that quick pass, along with that running pass where he'll come out and he'll either keep it or throw it, and they've got 10 yards almost on it.
They have a wide open attack. They've used a lot of different plays and formations.
Keeping Frankfort on their toes.
Be a first down and 10 for West Side.
Hand off to 35 Morris. He cuts back.
He's big hole up off the right side. Down around the 25, pick up close to 9 more yards for West Lafayette.
Like tackled by number 30, Scott Crutchfield, and number 28, John Morrison.
I don't think the Hot Dogs can really afford to get down by 2 touchdowns. Be a second down and about a yard to go for West Lafayette. The reverse to Montez. Jack Morrison had it read, just couldn't keep up with him. Touchdown, West Lafayette is Mike Montez burns the Hot Dogs on a reverse.
Good call by West Lafayette. As Montez strikes early for the Devils, brings them to a 27-14 lead with just over 10 minutes remaining in third quarter.
I'll tell you, he is fast because Jack Morrison had that play read all the way, but he just didn't have the foot speed to keep up with him. Chad Thacker looking for his 4th extra point of the night.
And it's up and it's good.
Looks like he's got another one. So with 10 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter, that makes it West Lafayette 28, Frankfort 14.
Frankfort definitely has lost its momentum right now, but we'll hope to gain it back here. Maybe get Rich Kelly a good run on this kickoff.
I think Frankfort's going to need a big play. Looks like they're going to have Rich Kelly set deep with Jay Kirby on his right and Brian Nugent on his left. And Thacker's teeing it up around the 40-yard line.
A few last-minute adjustments. Thacker talks to his team of defenders. You know, Don, this is the first time any team has ever scored over 20 points on Frankfort this year.
Yeah, Kelly's going to get this one, though. He's around the 30, and he goes down into a pile.
Like
I think West Lafayette thinks they've got the ball. As they
Good deal.
The Hot Dogs have got it as they unstack.
That could have been a crucial play.
That could have been very close to disastrous. So Hot Dogs will take over around the 32, 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
Still playing heads-up ball, Frankfort, as you see John Kirby coming in to talk to the Dogs offense.
Looks like right ahead to Kelly. 3, he's finding the running awfully tough here.
He's gaining the yardage, but it's only a little at a time. We need those big breaks here to get back in this game.
John Kirby bringing the Hot Dogs up to the line of scrimmage again. Nugent's in for Kirby. Power eye. He's fading back to pass. He's looking for Oberhauser. He's got him again.
First down, Andrew Oberhauser.
Up around the 47, 48-yard line.
When Frankfort needs it big, they're looking to the big senior defensive or offensive end, Andy Oberhauser.
He's been open all night, Mark, on those little passes.
He's keeping Frankfort in the ball game all night.
I think they might have to start exploiting that matchup. That Jim Coley's trying to guard him, and he's only about 5'9". So Oberhauser's got a big physical matchup. Power eye. Looks like maybe Rod Snyder jumped.
It's like number 20, Rod Snyder did jump the line, move it back 5 yards. 1st and 15 for the Dogs at their own 42, 43-yard line.
The Hot Dogs, they can't afford many mental breakdowns like that. That's what Coach Reds told us before the game. Whoever had the fewest mental breakdowns would probably win this game.
Very even matchup, Coach Red said. As he said, Rich Kelly
Kelly
gains the yardage back.
He picked up close to 10 or 11, and it'll leave the hot dogs with second down about 3 or 4. And we're in West Lafayette territory again. I think he might have got a bad mark there, Mark.
I believe so. I think he was up a few more yards, Don.
Looked like they put that ball back a couple yards.
Officiating tonight hasn't been up to par, I don't believe. Do you remember the controversy in the first half?
Kelly looking for running room.
He found
Slices his way to about the 40 to 39 yard line. It'll be a Frankfort first down with about 8.5 minutes to go in the second.
Slowly but surely, Frankfurt's taking it down the field. Picking up the yardage they need for these first downs. Did you notice West Side brings in a big plays? Frankfort rushing slowly but surely.
Here they come. Power eye again. Kelly again. He's gonna have a tough time getting a couple yards that time.
Tackled by number 33, Gwynn, I do believe.
He's been on a lot of tackles tonight. It'll be second down and 10 for the hot dogs from their own 40.
Just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. 28-14, West Lafayette.
Kirby's looking deep for Rod Snyder.
Out of the reach.
Just overthrown again. Every time they've tried that pass, he's been double covered. Snyder, he has caught some big passes this year.
He's caught a few good touchdown passes. He and Oberhauser both have good hands when Kirby can get it to them. Very reliable receivers. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Looks like Kirby's looking to pass again.
Oberhauser. Ooh.
They're saying it's a catch.
Yeah, excellent catch.
Down
Could be
to
a
around
first
the
down.
30-yard line.
It's going to be close. Look at where they place the flags. I believe they're going to bring it in for a measure, Don. Depends on where they mark this ball. Andy Oberhauser's keeping the Dogs' drive alive.
He showed some good concentration on that as the ball was tipped there at the last second before he hauled that one pass in.
The chain crew bringing the chains all the way to the far side of the field where Oberhauser's catch was made just before he stepped out of bounds. First down.
So that'll keep the drive a-going.
Andy Oberhauser showing the leadership during his senior last home game. Still a lot of time in the game.
Around the 30-yard line for the hot dogs.
Hand off to
Kelly. He gets about 3 to 25, 27. I believe the hot dogs about 2nd and 8.
Frankfort likes to run that option, but it's hard to run the option tonight on that left side because you got Montez over there. And Montez is just as fast as Jay Kirby almost. And he just hits extremely well. Just very protective on his side of the field.
Kelly, power. Oh, tripped up, or he might have broke that one for a lot more. He picked up probably 5 yards on that one.
Looks like the officials bring it back each time.
They'll leave him with about a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Jay Kirby shuttles in the play. This will be a big play here for the hot dogs. They need to pick up the first down. I imagine that if they don't get it on this one, they'll go on 4th.
Flag
penalty.
We'll see who that was against. Looks like it's against Frankfort. Yeah, all right. Frankfort cheering. Offsides.
Penalty against West Lafayette will keep the drive going. That'll be a Frankfort first down thanks to the penalty.
Somebody must be with us tonight up there in the skies, as this drive's just been kept alive by some crucial plays.
Be about at the 19-yard line, first down and 10. Looks like the chain gang fell asleep again there, Mark. Earlier in the first half, they started walking backwards. This time they're just standing there watching the game. So
Very interesting game, I guess, Don.
Seemed like I had a lot of communication troubles out there amongst the officials or something tonight. You'd think they'd have it all worked out by now, it's being the 6th game of the year, or 7th, actually.
Jay Kirby inside.
Kirby, he doesn't get much at all. Gets maybe 2. Maybe a yard is all.
Kirby doesn't look very happy with that.
This has been a long drive for Frankfort. Had the ball for almost 5 minutes.
Right around 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Kelly, he fights his way for 3 or 4, maybe. I guess to the 17's all. Be a 3rd down and...
You know, Don, I think we're going to have to go for it on 4th down. We really don't have a field goal kicker who's in with this kind of range.
Well, Mark, being down by 2 touchdowns, I don't see how a field goal would really help us. We need to score a couple touchdowns here to get back in this.
Doc, he chooses to take a timeout. And we'll come back after this public service announcement by the U.S. Air Force.
Sometimes you don't realize just how good something was for you until you have to do without it. Sometimes that even applies to where you work. The Air Force understands. Many people who leave the Air Force for a while decide to come back within 5 years. And today, your chance to return has never been better. If you'd like to come back, talk it over with your Air Force recruiter. Ask about the possibility of retraining and all the other Air Force advantages. Do it today. We're hoping to see you soon in the Air Force.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 8 for the Hot Dogs after Doc Heath tells them what to do.
Pass.
Kirby looking for Oberhauser. He's got
open.
him again.
First down.
Be a 1st down and goal for the Hot Dogs around the 5-yard line.
Oberhauser continuing to hold these dogs together. Bringing them down to the 5-yard line. It's been Oberhauser almost all night when Frankfort's needed something big. Unbelievable leadership shown by this senior, number 86.
He is sure finding the open holes in that defense. He's been open all night.
The Dogs still want this game very much.
Looks like they're having a little confusion there in the backfield. Kirby and Iman. Kirby pitches it, Kelly.
Cuts it back.
Oh, he picks up a couple to about 2 or 3. I thought at first there, Mark, he's going to get in the end zone, but they shut it off awful quick.
Awful hard hit there by West Side. Looked like number 36, defensive end Seth Martin. Nugent shuttles into play for the Dogs.
A little under 4.5 minutes to play. And
2nd and 3 or 4.
Here
Kelly
comes
again.
Kelly. He's not going to get it. He'll be stopped short around the 1, maybe.
Brings it to around the 3rd and 1. This is a crucial point of the game for the Dogs. They need to score here badly.
Well, I wonder if the Hot Dogs will be able to capitalize on another big 3rd down play in this series. They've been able to come up with a big play on every key play so far. Power I. Kelly up the middle.
Stopped
He's
again.
not going to make it. 4th down and, what, a yard maybe? I'll tell you, this has been a heck of a goal line stance by West Lafayette.
This is where you need a Walter Payton to dive over the defense and score, Don. 3 sticks by West Lafayette have stopped Frankfort from scoring. Frankfort trying to get their team fired up on the sidelines. Fans start screaming.
The
Let's go
fans
get
are getting up for this big 4th down play.
Timeout, Frankfort.
Oh, that could really come back to haunt the hot dogs, Mark, in the 4th quarter.
Ooh, that could be,
Because
Don.
the dogs are down to 1 timeout. They've used 2 of them
See,
in
Doc,
this drive.
He's wondering why they called timeout as he walks on the field.
No,
Not
they-
sure who called it or why.
They seem to have a little communication problem on this series once they got inside the 5-yard line on this drive.
Crucial play, 4th and 1. Could Andy Oberhauser lead us in again, Donnie, to the promised land?
I don't know. I look for Rich Kelly to get the ball again.
They're keying on him after 3 stops. We're not sure who it's going to be, but all we know is Frankfort needs a score here
There's just a little bit over 3 minutes to play in the game.
in the 3rd quarter.
Well, that's what I meant. We really can't afford not to score on this possession.
You see a picture of West Side. They're mighty big, Don.
Yeah, they are. They have a real big team, as we found out when we were down on the field earlier.
Standing beside a few of them, they towered over us.
Made me glad I was sitting up here with you, Mark. Well, here we go. 4th down a yard.
The team and the crowd are getting fired up.
Big play. The crowd's stomping on the bleachers.
Rich
like
Kelly. Touchdown.
Touchdown,
Yeah.
Frankfort. And
That's what the dogs asked for.
the crowd's going wild again. The big question is, Mark,
Will
do
we-
they go for 1 or 2?
Looks like Matt Smith.
1.
Let's hope Jeff Zay can kick this. Let's pray Jeff Zay can kick this, Don.
Yeah, this is a big point. Because if we can score now, it could set up the possibility of a 2-point conversion at the end of the game for the victory. It looks good.
Good.
That,
Jeff Zay.
that closes the lead to 7 points.
Another senior, Jeff Zay. Woo. The dogs are being led tonight obviously by their seniors along with Rich Kelly.
With 3 minutes and 2 seconds left, West Lafayette 28, Frankfort 21.
Bringing the dogs back into this game.
Well, Mark, I hope we can pin them deep here with this kickoff. It seems like they've been getting awful good position on almost every kickoff.
I think if we do pin them deep, that's going to fire up Frankfort's defense. Maybe we can stop them.
I imagine Coach Milligan's got them pretty fired up. They've done pretty much what they've wanted tonight, the West Lafayette offense.
Frankfort getting their helmets up like usual. It's the first time you've seen that tonight, but it's a tradition now. Waiting the signal from the official.
Amick approaches the ball. Another short kick.
wow.
They're having trouble picking this one up. Looks.
All right.
The dogs covered that one well. And they got him pinned deep, and West Lafayette's going to have a long ways to go now.
That's the coverage that the dogs have shown all year round. Coming alive now towards the end of the 3rd quarter. 28-21 West Side. Frankfort defense coming out. Excellent coverage by the dogs.
I hadn't noticed, is Herb Danner back in on this series for the defense?
I believe he is. Yes, there he is down there on the line. Right beside number 51, Jack Morrison.
Looks like they're coming out with the split backfield. He's rolling right, looking for No.
It's for Morrison.
Tipped.
Incomplete pass to Morrison, number 35. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Gary Reitenbach, I think, got a hand on that one, didn't he, Mark?
I believe so. Excellent coverage by Reitenbach.
It'd be great if the hot dogs could hold him right here.
Leave the dogs with good field position. There's Doc down on the sidelines, if you can see him. Get a picture of he and Rich talking. He's showing Rich what he needs to do to get those runs alive, get some distance runs.
Second down, 10 out of the eye. Here they come with that sprint option again. He picks up 5-6 yards.
Good tackle by 56, Tony Amick for the hot dog. Good coverage on that play. Stopped them well, more than they did in the first half.
I'll tell you, Tony Amick, for playing defensive line, he gets up and down that line of scrimmage awful well for a defensive lineman. He gets a lot of tackles close to the sideline.
Doesn't look like Frankfort's as intimidated as they were the first half over the big West Lafayette line.
No, it'd be great right here if they could hold them. 3rd down and 4 from their own 40-yard line. Looks like the reverse again. Jack Morrison, just does not have the foot speed. But it looked like his brother, John Morrison, tripped him up enough to knock him out of bounds. And it's going to be a 4th down, I do believe. 4th down and a couple.
Good play by John Morrison, staying there solid. He didn't react the way most people react to number 1 Montez. He didn't cut either way. He stood and waited for Montez to react, and then he just...
I'll tell you, Jack Morrison set that play up. He slowed him down enough for he could get some help to get him down.
The Morrison senior combination.
Looks like West Lafayette's lined up in a punt. He gets off a pretty good punt. As Nugent calls for the fair catch at the 20-yard line.
It's one of the first fair catch I've ever seen for Frankfort.
Hey, I like that a lot better than letting the ball bounce and roll about 10 yards.
I do believe you're right.
It saves you a lot of field position when you use that fair catch.
Frankfort did what they needed to do. They held West Side to 4 downs. Frankfort takes over.
Looks like they're giving the offense a chance now to tie things up.
Minute 14 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We still got another big quarter ahead of you as West Side leads Frankfort 28-21.
Kirby to Kelly. He breaks a couple of tackles at the line of scrimmage before he goes down up around the 27-yard line.
You know, watching this game, you really can't tell the beating that Rich Kelly takes. But earlier in the week, I was looking at Rich's helmet. He's got some of the biggest indentions and biggest marks I've ever seen. And he's had this helmet for 2 years, and it doesn't even look blue. It's got so many scratches.
He has taken a lot of hits over the last 2 years, and he just keeps on going, though. Straight ahead to Iman.
It's like a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, leave us with about 3rd and 2.
Yeah, it'd be about the 31. They need to get up around the 33-yard line. Well, we'll see, Mark, if the Hot Dogs can get another big 3rd down completion. 16 seconds. Hot Dogs, this probably do it for the 3rd quarter. Kelly.
Looks like it'll be.
Looks like there's a face mask there.
There's a penalty flag. You're right. Doc, he's clapping.
That was a big play right there because I don't think he had the 1st down on that run.
I do believe he'll get it with the penalty. 5 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Hey, they're giving the Hot Dogs the big yardage. They're giving them a major foul, 15 yards on West Lafayette. Now move the ball up around to the 48-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. Just 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Doc, he's sending in number 24, Brian Nugent, to run in the play.
It looks like they're going to wait to the 4th quarter before they get off another play. Frankfort to win it, go into the 4th quarter just trailing 28-21.
This Hot Dog Network archive game is being brought to you thanks to Campbell Electric. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial electrical needs, call 765-242-4206.
directory assistance. May I help you?
I hope so. I need the number of an employment agency.
Well, you'll have to be more specific.
You must have some numbers there.
I've got dozens of numbers, sir. I just can't read them at random. I am not a recording.
Yes, I know all about random numbers. I have a math degree.
Then why the employment agency?
Well, I'm only 25 years old, but I'm already tired of my current job.
So we open up the fourth quarter at Frankfort at their own 47-yard line, moving it up to about the 50-yard line, be a 2nd down and 8.
Frankfort playing unbelievably tough here in this beginning of this fourth quarter.
Looks like they're coming out of the I formation. Fakes, he's looking. Intercepted.
Down.
Number 44, Steve Wimlinger, intercepts the errant John Kirby pass.
Tough break for the Dogs. Let's see if their defense can bounce back and pull the Dogs back in the game.
He was under a lot of pressure, though. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for West Lafayette around the 34-yard line of Frankfort. We can't afford to give up a touchdown here.
Not at all, Don. As you saw, Kirby, number 10, our quarterback, sort of leaning back, has a good arm, but when he gets in situations like that, he really doesn't have the strength to throw the deep ball where usually our receivers are at.
Especially on his heels. Looks like to Morrison, the handoff. Picks up, couples off.
Tackle by 42, Jeff Zay. Strong tackle.
He rode him down. Bring up about a 2nd down and 8 for West Lafayette. Hot Dogs need to stiffen up right here, not give them anything.
Miles brings him to the line, the West Lafayette Red Devils.
They got Montez flanked to the top of the screen out of the I formation. Here comes that sprint rollout again. He keeps it.
Jay Kirby rides him down for a good 15-yard gain. Frankfort just unable to stop that quarterback sneak or quarterback rush.
Bring up a 1st and 10 for West Lafayette.
Frankfort needs a big break here, Don.
Yeah, they got it at the 20-yard line. They can't afford to give up any points.
It's probably within field goal range, as you saw before the game started.
Yeah,
Thacker, number 7, kicks some long ones.
He has a strong leg. Straight ahead.
Boy, the size of the power of those West Lafayette blockers on the line. Just getting 5 yards, and the rusher just stays right behind him.
You got to wonder, Mark, if the size of West Lafayette is starting to wear down the quickness of Frankfort.
It may wear down the quickness, but I think the heart's still in it for the Dogs. 2nd and 5. A little under 10 minutes to go in the game. 7-yard difference between Frankfort and West Side. West Side on top. Bottom of your screen, number 1, Montez.
Straight ahead again.
Fullback.
Gosh. What a strong runner he is.
Wimlinger, 44, up the middle for a 1st down to about the 3 or 4 yard line. Tough break for the Dogs.
It looked like they had him stopped once, and he just kept on going. He just never gave up. That second effort's killing the Hot Dogs.
Eric Adams replaces number 67, Herb Danner. Good stop by the Dogs. Look at number 56, Amy. He's fired up.
That was a big play there if they can hold him out. They'll bring up a 2nd down and goal for West Lafayette from about the 4 or 5 yard line. They come up in that split backfield again. Montez to the bottom of the screen.
He's hit again. Fullback, number 3.
Dogs are there and up to the challenge again. It looked like Crutchfield and Amick were in on another tackle. He'll lose a yard.
Like number 33, Don Gwynn got the call on that play. Dogs playing tenacious defense down there at the goal line.
If they can just hold him for one more play.
This could be it, Don.
I imagine it'll be that sprint rollout again.
This could make or break the Dogs tonight.
On third down plays, they've sprinted to the wide side of the field.
Flag on the play. All right, it looks like it's against West Lafayette. Delay game.
That'll take them back to about the 9-yard line, leave them with a third down and very long.
This gets the Dogs fired up. I look for Miles to run the ball, and there's a timeout called.
West Lafayette's taking a timeout.
And we'll send you back to another public service announcement from the U.S. Army.
Well, I guess we won't have that big public service announcement. Maybe we'll catch that one later. Anyway, it'll be a third down and 9 for West Lafayette. And looks like they're talking a little strategy out there, and looks like Coach Milligan's trying to rally the troops there as he's trying to give them encouragement to hold West Lafayette for one more play.
You see Big Dan Hart, number 70 out there, congratulating the Dogs and trying to get them fired up, slapping each other, and doing anything they can to get them enough momentum to prevent West Side from getting at least a score on this play, move it to fourth down, maybe stop them in these next two plays, get the ball back, and go downfield for a tie. Big play here. 3rd and 9. A little under 8 minutes. Either a passing play or I imagine number 8, Kevin Miles, is going to rush it.
Looks like they got the split backfield again. Montez goes in motion to the top of the screen. Miles rolls that way. He fires.
Montez scores.
Touchdown again for Montez.
Just wide open. Montez, nobody near Montez on that play. Excellent call by West Lafayette. Makes the score 34-21 in West Side favor.
Looks like Chad Thacker's on for his 5th extra point tonight.
There's a snap.
The kick looks good again. That's his 5th extra point, and that moves the score now. West Lafayette 35, Frankfort 21 with 7 minutes and 53 seconds to go. We'll try and get you that public service announcement now.
First, filter out the noises of the city. Leave the traffic and congestion behind. After a while, you'll begin to hear the sounds of peace. A gentle breeze against your face on a warm day. A country stream. A lonely cricket. There are many sounds of peace, and if you listen closely, you may hear one more. All over the world, the dedicated men and women of the U.S. Air Force are helping to keep the peace by keeping America strong.
Looks like Kelly's going to pick it up around the 10-yard lines. He's looking for a little room to run. Oh, tripped up. I think he might have broke that one, Mark, if it wasn't for that one man to trip him up.
Frankfort needs to get back in this game here with just under 8 minutes. Looks like 7 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the game, trailing by 14 points. Still not out of it, though, Don.
You know, though, they can't take these long time-consuming drives like they have been all night that take him 4 or 5 minutes to the clock.
A lot of freak plays tonight, just like the first half.
They need to hit the big play right
here.
There's
a pass. Screen.
Kelly cuts
going.
back.
Still going. Cuts back.
He got close to the first down yard marker, picking up about 9 yards.
Good play by the Dogs.
Be a second down and about 1 for the Hot Dogs. Up around the 41-yard line.
I'd like to remind you, you're tuned to CSF, Community Schools of Frankfort Cable, Channel 3, here at the Frankfort Memorial Athletic Complex.
Kelly straight ahead.
First down.
Picks up the first down after gaining about 3 yards. Somebody's getting up real slow out there for the Hot Dogs.
77, Brian Raymer. You see JJ, number 51, Jack Morrison going in the game. Raymer had some troubles early in the year with a shoulder injury. Looks like his knee or his ankle's hurting him right now. Maybe just a cramp.
I'll tell you, Mark, that kid's had a lot of tough luck. It seems like he's always getting hurt or some bad luck is always happening to him. Lettered when he's a sophomore and got hurt last year and didn't play much. And again, this year he started out and got hurt, and he didn't see a lot of action early on, but the last few weeks he's came back strong.
You see Doc Applegate trying to get off the field.
Looks like we're about ready to tick under 7 minutes here. The option. He keeps it. Oh.
No yardage at all.
He
Kirby
is hit hard there by Jim Tully.
Jay Kirby 17 stands there not understanding why he didn't get the pitch, but when you look at number 1 Montez, it's a flag on the play.
Looks like that might be on Doc Heath there. He looked like he was giving him an earful. I don't know what really happened there that made him so upset.
It's like unsportsmanlike contact.
Well, they'll march off 15 yards against the Hot Dogs and leave them with a
officiating tonight. Rough game for the officials. I guess all I can say is I'm glad I'm not wearing black and white tonight.
Bring up a second down and 25 for the Hot Dogs.
This could have been a killer right here.
They're sure going to need the big play now, Mark. Looks like they're putting Kirby up to the top of the screen. He's rolling. He's looking that way. He throws it up. Intercepted there.
That could be the ball game right
by
there,
number 11, Tim Tully. Picked that one off as that was. There's 6 minutes and 22 seconds left.
Just a really tough evening for the Dogs tonight. Having rough time on offense and defense. But you got to give them credit. They're giving it all they can.
They need to get that ball back real quick. I mean, 3 plays and out. They can't afford to let them have a first down.
Only 6.5 minutes to remaining in the game. There's Doc pacing up and down the sidelines. Looks like he's upset.
1st and 10, West Lafayette. It looks like they might just be content to keep running Morrison. No, fumble! Looks like the Hot Dogs have new life.
Just when the Dogs look down, they look up again.
Just when we're about ready to give up, the Hot Dogs come up with a
It's
big
like a player
play.
down on the field, though. One on each team, Don. Number 12, Denny Joyner, looking at that. Oh, that looks at that knee again. I believe so. Denny looks like he's just got a cramp out there. You know, during this cold weather, you tend to get a lot more injuries or sort of cramps during the game.
Yeah, they probably don't keep stretching out, and they get tight when they sit down and wait till they go back out there for defense. But he's getting up, and he doesn't look like he's having any trouble.
Danny Joyner in his last senior game here, I'm sure he's playing it with all heart and pride, and he wants this game bad as you see him walking off screaming at the players to get fired up. John Kirby brings the Dogs to the line. First down at their Frankfort 50-yard line.
There. Just 50 yards to go. Split backfield. Rich
Kelly.
Kelly.
He looks for some yardage. He's got some open yards. Woo!
Picks up 16, 17 yards there.
First down. Excellent run by Kelly.
12 maybe.
Jim Tully on the stop for the Red Devils.
Kelly,
Number
another
11.
big run there.
Just what the Dogs ordered.
They need to score desperately.
You see Doc pacing up and down the sidelines. He's screaming at his players, trying to get them fired up.
Looks like they're running out of that split backfield again. Slant there to Iman. He picks up 4 or 5.
I can feel the fans shaking the stands as they're trying to get themselves fired up for this game.
They're trying to get fired up for the last big push here by the Hot Dogs with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left. You got to remember the Hot Dogs are down to 1 timeout. That could come back to haunt them. Kirby, he's looking.
Rod Snyder.
Rod Snyder cuts back. Gets away from a couple.
Snyder, first down.
And he's inside the 23.
It's going to be crucial where they decide to mark it. All right, first down. This is what the Dogs ordered again. 5:03 remaining in the game. Frankfort down to their own 24-yard line. 24-yard line.
Kelly up the middle. Looked like he was down.
It's like a little unsportsmanlike conduct by number 56.
Yeah, I imagine
for the West Side Devils, Terry Hartle. So it comes down to the end of the game. Both teams
we're down to 4.5 minutes. The Hot Dogs need to stick it in the end zone right now.
Let's see if they can do it here, Donnie.
Looked like kind of a busted play there, Mark.
Flag on the play, though.
Looked like it might have another face mask there.
Looks like it's on. Face mask, I think you're right, and there goes the ball. They're marching it upfield. We're just where we want it. I believe that'll...
That was a big play because I think that might get Frankfort the first down. Looks like the chains are moving, but
again.
I guess that's no indication of what's going on tonight.
The chain crew tonight just, I don't believe they know where they're at.
I guess they'll call it second down and very, very short.
4 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. Keep you posted on the time with the score 35-21, West Lafayette.
Iman.
Looks like he gets the first down.
Gonna be close. There wasn't much running room there.
And they pick up the first down inside the 15-yard line.
Kirby's getting ready to bring them to the line. He's got Nugent split way out to the top of the screen. I formation.
Kelly gives it up to
Kelly.
Middle. Sort of runs backwards a little ways, gain of about 5 yards.
That was great sense of balance there. He picked up probably what, close to 6 maybe?
Three and a half minutes to go in the game. Need a score right here.
I'll tell you, Mark, that clock's really starting to work against the Hot Dogs.
Very crucial how much time's left if Frankfort scores. The option is Rich Kelly up the middle.
Kelly again.
Hauled down about.
Gonna be short of a yard, but that clock continues to tick away. We're under 3 minutes.
I fail to understand. The ref, he gets up to about the 5-yard line, and the ref brings it back 3 or 4 yards to mark it.
Did he really?
It looks to me like maybe he's getting on his knees and then pushing forward. But anyway, there's Rich
Kelly around right in.
He's smashed.
Big collision. He's not going to get the first down, I don't believe.
But we have one more chance.
Be a
4th and 2.
Big 4th down. This could be the hot dog's last gasp coming up. We're down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game.
Trying to get the crowd fired up for this play.
Crowd's trying to encourage them on. Kelly.
First down.
First down.
Nice run by Rich Kelly up the middle.
He almost got into the end zone.
We have a 2-minute warning.
As the clock stops so the officials can move the chains. Looks like a West Lafayette Red Devil player's hurt. This could be good for the Frankfort. They need to get up on the ball and be ready to snap it once the official gets the clock moving.
Imagine if we can score here, Donnie, we're going to have an onside kick.
Yeah, we tried that last week too. Remember that?
And we almost got it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we did. I think they said we touched it too soon or something.
So they declined the penalty and took the good field position last. Let's hope this week we can get it.
I really can't tell who's down for West Lafayette.
Looks like he's getting up, whoever he is. Big 72. Their tackle, number 72.
Corey Hurst.
Yeah, looks like a senior, 6 foot, 220-pound tackle.
They sure have a lot of big players. Here we go. Hot dogs getting ready to push it in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, yes.
A little timid, but it was a touchdown.
Well, minute 46 left. A lot of pressure here on Jeff Zay to hit this extra point. Down by 8. Minute 46 left. Looks like they're carrying Iman off.
Look at Doc Heath over there. He's trying to tell the team what to do.
Zay lining up for the all-important extra point. Snap, kick. It is no good.
But that's all right. The Dogs trail 35-27.
Well, I guess we'll have to lay down the onside kick here, Mark. If we can't recover it, we're going to have a hard time stopping the clock.
I'd like to read the sponsorship announcement at this time. Sponsors are being sought for this year's Frankfort varsity basketball games. CSF Cable Channel 3 plans to broadcast in color 5 games this year. For more information concerning available sponsorship packages, call Broadcasting Director Dale Snoddy at Frankfort High School. Don't miss out on the chance to support Frankfort High School's broadcasting and athletic programs. Become a CSF TV3 sponsor.
Well, here we go, Mark. West Lafayette's got them all up there. That's not going to go 10 yards. That only went about 5 or 6 yards.
Minute 45 seconds remaining in the game. 35-27.
Well, we're going to need to create a turnover here. I think that's our last chance.
Last time they got the ball, there was a turnover. We can't count the Dogs out yet.
But we are going to have a hard time getting the ball back, I think.
do agree with you there.
Frankfort only having 1 timeout left. We're down to about 1 minute and 30 seconds left as Westside's taking their time. Hands off Morrison.
Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Number 30, Scott Crutchfield, and number 74, Eric Adams.
He picked up a couple, but we're down to about 1:10.
It's going to be tough now for the Dogs.
Looks like we got an official timeout as Morrison hobbles off the field.
Could be to the Frankfort advantage, getting the clock stopped.
They start that clock up again. It's really working against the Hot Dogs. We're down to 1 minute to play, 60 seconds.
The handoff.
Straight ahead again. They're going for that ball. They just can't get it, though.
Number 33, Gwynn on the carry. Timeout.
They burned their last timeout.
And we'll send you to one of our final PSAs for tonight. Brought to you by the Army.
That Bachelor of Science degree you earned in nursing represents a lot more than academic achievement. It says that you're the kind of person who cares and wants to help. There are lots of different ways to help, and you owe it to yourself to find out about as many as you can. One of the best ways is a nursing career in the U.S. Air Force. The Air Force has a great health professions team and offers the kind of extras you won't often find in today's job market. Your Air Force recruiter will give you the information and answer all your questions.
Back out of here, Mark. We're down to 40 seconds left. Milligan stressing the importance of trying to create a fumble. They need to try and strip the ball.
Frankfort played their hearts out tonight, as did West Lafayette. And it shows with the score 35 to 27 with 40 seconds remaining in the game. Rich Kelly, unofficially right now, I believe has 196 yards on the evening.
That's a good night, but
not good enough. At least not yet, anyways.
Looks like the rollout, sprint rollout.
And he stopped dead.
He stopped, but there's not much the Hot Dogs can do now.
I do believe the game is over.
I don't think West Lafayette's even going to have to snap the ball again.
And there's the ball game.
I think we're going to have a final here, Mark, of West Lafayette 35, Frankfort 27.
Crucial game for the Dogs.
I don't know, Mark. Are we going to have statistics after the game, are we?
I believe we're waiting on Tim Dillingham to finish statistics. Final score here at Frankfort Memorial Athletic Complex. West Lafayette 35, Frankfort 27. Next week, Frankfort travels to Avon to play in their first meetings between the two teams. And then following that, Frankfort begins its sectional at Tipton. And as you remember last year when Frankfort played Tipton, Frankfort lost in a last-second catch that was not caught by last year's senior John Merritt. And in just a few minutes, we'll have Tim Dillingham with final statistics. And now for our final PSA.
Hey, that's pretty.
Sure is. Oh, by the way, here's your line.
Oh, yeah, my line?
Yeah, this is what you read at the end.
You mean to tell me you called me all the way in here for one line?
Give it a chance. It's a really good line.
I know, but there's so much I could say.
Oh, you mean about all the opportunities?
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff.
how they'll train you in a valuable skill. I mean, we really ought to mention that, don't you think?
But the music's so nice. Listen to it. It'd be a shame to talk all over it, don't you think?
Yeah, but still, we should tell them about the opportunities to further their education.
Sorry, you get one line. That's it.
Oh, come on. How about the medical care? We ought to mention that. Ooh, plus the chance to serve our country.
And the 30 days of vacation with pay each year. Look, I know there are lots of great things to say, but I only wrote...
As we come to the end of the game, we have a former football player. 2 years ago, number 53, Chris Smith is back to watch tonight's game as his brother was sidelined. Chris, what do you see as the Dogs' letdown in tonight's game?
Well, I'd say West Lafayette's #1 weapon against Frankfort was definitely Mike Montez. He just ran all over Frankfort tonight. We didn't have anyone that could cover him. He's a really quick guy, and he's hard to bring down. We had some good players tonight. Rich played a really good game, and he's in there banging heads, and he's doing a really good job tonight, but it just wasn't enough tonight. It was a really good game, though.
As you said, Rich had an excellent game. I believe a little over 190-some yards.
Yeah, he had a couple breakaways, and he had some really amazing runs down by the goal line. He's a tough guy to bring down. He just doesn't stop on the first hit, and I was amazed at how he keeps going, and he's a really tough guy to bring down. Rich is a good player. He got a bright future.
Another individual who had a heck of a game tonight was Frankfort's offensive end, number 86, Andy Oberhauser.
He had some nice grabs, you're right. I saw him get popped a couple times and hang on the ball, and that's a tough thing to do. I was a receiver once. I know all about that, and Andy, I played with Andy a couple years, and he was a really strong athlete. I knew he'd be a leader when he was a senior, and he's doing a good job.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Chris, for being with us at this post-game interview, and now we'd like to turn it over to our stat man, Tim Dillingham, for the final statistics of tonight's game.
Thanks, Mark. For the West Lafayette Red Devils, the Red Devils came up with a total of 14 first downs for the game. The quarterback, Kevin Miles, was 4 for 11 for 131 yards. The Red Devils gained 150 yards on the ground, mostly coming from the quarterback with over 60. The Red Devils totaled 285 yards through the air and on the ground. They turned the ball over 2 times. For the Frankfort Hot Dogs, and a nice effort, the Hot Dogs came up with 20 first downs. John Kirby was 7 for 16 for 119 yards. Frankfort's running attack gained 244 yards. Rich Kelly had 196 yards, putting his total way up in the top of the state's rankings. The Frankfort scoring attack gained 353 total yards. The Hot Dogs turned the ball over 4 times. The scoring summary for the second half: West Lafayette scored with 10:09 left in the third quarter. Kevin Miles ran a 25-yard touchdown run, and the point after was good to give them the lead. The Hot Dogs came up again next with 3:02 left in the third quarter. Rich Kelly ran it from the 1-yard line. The point after was good, making the score 28-21 West Lafayette.